Okay.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to our Thursday night Boom Zoom. I'm really excited to have Ashley on with us because, first off, she's just a beautiful being inside and out. I got to meet her for the first time in person this June when we went to leadership conference. I think we joined Modere about the same time. Was it June of June of 2 years ago for
Yep.
you? Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
2022. Yep. Yeah.
Yep. So we both came from different companies and found Modere at the exact same time. So we got to experience leadership conference together. And then we just ran into each other last month on the cruise. And I've just been watching her journey. She pops up on my TikTok all the time, going live, just crushing it, killing it. And then I asked her to be on the Zoom, and then a little bit, like a couple days later, I see that John has like announced her as like top 3 or top, maybe even like top 2 now, probably for top customer pods. And you're just absolutely killing it. So I'm gonna have Ashley. So what I want from you guys is I've got like my little notepad and paper to jot down. Oh, Jenna's got hers. Okay, so Jenna knows the drill. Yep, Jessica got hers. Okay, we're good. So I want you guys to just kind of like as Ashley's talking, what questions do you have like as she's talking? And I'm sure you guys can feel free to unmute and like ask her to like expand on anything that she's talking about. But write down some questions. And then I just asked her to kind of spill all the beans because tell me, you posted this morning, you had 64,000 points in your pod. What is it right now?
Well, it's still around there. It's probably a couple more hundred. I'm like, I'm gonna just take it easy. It's been a really crazy month, but yeah, it's still
I'm
around there. Yeah.
I'm sure. Okay, so you guys like that's I'm just gonna say it. Okay, so obviously no income is guaranteed, but like it is guaranteed because the compensation plan says when you reach this certain amount, you get paid this certain percentage, and it's just math. Like I'm a math teacher, it's just math, right?
Right.
So that's freaking $23,000 in 1 month. And I want you to know that like when I decided to go into teaching, this is just insane. When I decided to go into teaching, I was living in Utah, and the starting pay for teachers for the year was $23,000 for a year. And like you're literally making that in this month. So like my mind is just kind of blown. Yeah. It's just crazy. So let's start with who are you? Where are you from? Tell us a little bit about you.
Well, thank you so much for having me on here, first of all. And it is funny because we did enroll the same time. And I used to tell everyone, like, Tamika is a referral post queen. If you want to know how to do referral posts, you go follow Tamika and see what she's doing. So it's exciting. It's super exciting. So I'm a mom of 3, married. I live in Colorado. And basically, when my littlest was ready to, so my husband worked out of town all the time. He would be gone for like 2 months, and I had to be there for the kids. So my job was to stay at home mom, right? But as anybody knows who can be a stay at home mom, especially when you have 3 kids at home, it's like, what's your social life? It's changing poopy diapers all day long. When is this going to change? When is it going to get better? Whatever, right? Like looking for kind of community. So my littlest went to school, like kindergarten or preschool, whichever one's first. And I had almost all day to myself. I'm like, what am I going to do? And everyone in my family was like, oh, you need to get a job. That's what you do, whatever. So somebody invited me to a little class, and I went and sat around this class, and they started talking about these products. And I'm like, these products are amazing. And that was literally like my jumpstart into network marketing. And I was with that company that I started as soon as my child went to school for 7.5 years. And for 7.5 years, I thought, well, you work really hard. Like if you're going to get to the top, and if you're making like $1,000 a month, you're doing really, really good, because I was working my butt off with a team of 700 people. 10 of them were supposed to be what we call here social marketers, right? One of them was working, and I had to do work of 9 other people if I wanted, because everything was structure. I had to structure my rank. I had to be like, are you doing your order? Are you doing your order? Are you doing your order? Because I'm not going to hit my rank. I'm not going to get my $1,300 a month if you don't do your order. And it was so much stress, right? And it was the beginning of like going live every day and figuring out social media and how all of that worked. And it was a lot of work for $1,300. Now, $1,300 is a lot of money. Okay. And at that time I thought that's just how network marketing works. If you're going to make that $1,300, you have to do the work of a bajillion people, and it's really hard. So one day I didn't even know that I was looking for something new. But one day I was scrolling through TikTok and I saw John Melton. Who's your upline, by the way? Is it John?
I enrolled with Tanya.
Oh, okay. Okay. Well, I thought you were John Melton too. So I saw John Melton. I was scrolling through TikTok and I saw him and his wife, and they were in Egypt and they were on some kind of, business. Their company had sent them on this trip, I think. And I was like, who are you? I texted him, who are you? What are you doing? Because I am doing like all this work that you say you're doing, and I'm in network marketing and I'm not making money like that. And I'm not going on business trips. Who are you? And in like 30 minutes, he was texting, or we were messaging back and forth. And if anybody knows John Melton, he can like literally sell like rocks to someone who lives in the desert. Like he's the best with it, with everything. And he started talking about this collagen. I didn't have any collagen in the company I was in. So he actually, super great marketing strategy. He sent me some stuff to try. Not having any, not knowing if I was ever going to enroll, right? He sent me some stuff to try, tried it. And he's like, how did you like it? And I'm like, I love it. So he sends me a link and I enroll as a social marketer. He thought I was going to enroll as a customer, right? I enrolled as a social marketer. And in like 48 hours, I had already enrolled someone before with products, with the lean body system, with products that he didn't even send me, like that I hadn't even tried yet. I had a huge, I guess you would kind of say like a blowout. I told everyone what I was doing, that I was going to leave. I was going to come over here and do this. And I had my best friend over there in my company. The only person that was doing work with me, she ended up deciding she didn't want to be my friend. My uplines were like, you're going to look like an MLM hopper. No one's going to follow you. You're not going to make it. You're going to come back because everybody comes back. Right. So, it kind of blew up, and I had like this whole kind of like the MLM PTSD. And the main reason I wanted to come over here was because I knew I could sell a crap load of these products. I knew that the collagen was like the number one top thing in the market. I knew that I wanted to lose weight. I lost 30 pounds on the system. So like now, I mean, it's been a year and a half, right? When I started, it was like, okay, is this working? Like, I went through all of the issues that all of my customers, go through. And, all the ins and outs. And now it's like, I love the product so much. I use them so much that nobody could convince me that what I have is not right, that it doesn't work. And I've become a product of the product. And basically I'm like really obsessed. So that's a little bit of my story. Like I did come from a company I was with for 7.5 years. I've been over here the same as you for about a year and a half now. And yeah.
That's so interesting. I was with my company for 7.5 years as well. Like it's awesome. The parallelism is just crazy here. And I know you guys just like wave or drop a 1 in the comments if you came from another company as well, or drop a 0 if you had like this is your first one. Because I think that's good. And then Ashley can give us some information about that. But what I like about what you said is it's not like it's hard, but when you come over from another company, or when you start something new, maybe you don't even come over from a company, but like, sometimes you do lose friends. Sometimes you do have those people that just like throw shade on you and like don't like cheer you on, and they're like, oh, you'll be back, and like kind of put that seed of doubt in your mind. And then to have a customer within like the first 48 hours on something you had never tried before. So, and then you said too, like you had to use, like you just jumped in and you used the products, you became a product of the product, and here you are a year and a half later. So this is a lot of questions that I'm going to just say, pack, but like, how do you overcome like maybe the doubt, or like the people who don't support you to keep pushing through? And then, you lost 30 pounds. And so people see where you are now and they're like, oh my gosh, like you've got it all, but maybe taking us through the journey of first getting started.
So my whole big thing, and what I really had to dive into when I came over here from Modere and I left the other company and all that drama that went on for like 3 months of it, personal development. I'm huge in personal development. Like I have all sorts of books that I love. I think that it really, so I've heard, so you guys probably all know Michelle Churchill, right? Michelle Churchill, John Melton, Nadia Melton, they talk a lot about like the whole, like the tapping, I am Platinum Black 3 with 100,000 customer pod. I enroll customers with grace and ease. Like I do these things like every single day, all day. And I've been doing them for a really long time, like just different, like I guess you could say rituals, and having like for a long time. I had like, I am worthy, people follow me, people need what I have, like I would say and have different things because it was such a negative environment for a while. And it took I feel like it took a long time to get where I am. And then when I hear a year and a half, I'm like, holy crap, that's not very long. But it was a really long journey. Like when I started using the products. I'm like, well, what if they're not working? I mean, it's only been like 3 weeks, right? I'm like, what if the products are not working? And then all of a sudden I lose 18 inches and then I lose 30 inches and then I lose 30 pounds. And I'm like, I even had doubts and stuff in between there. And then, so what really I think helped me was, first of all, every time John Melton or Modere posts the top people on their scoreboard, I go and I stalk all those people. I did, right? I follow all those people. That's how I knew you were the referral queen. That's how I knew Vanessa J's the collagen person. Tina Marcus is the menopause person. And I learned all these and I watched them. And like Kayla Betts, I even go watch them and I see what they're doing when they're going live. What are they talking about? Christina Camarata. So what I learned from one of my favorite personal development books ever, I fully believe that it helped me crush all the way up into like this whole entire year. I started it the end of December and I ended it last month. Okay. So it's The Greatest Salesman in the World. Okay. You can change. Have you read that book? Did you do the whole things where you did one scroll for a month, 3 times a day? Did you do that?
No, I actually read it in high school. And then like people are like bringing it up again, and I'm like, I have it upstairs, so I'm gonna read it again now that you're saying. And you guys, this book is like tiny, like it's, it's like the skinniest book ever. So I mean, it definitely makes you feel like you can do it.
Yes, right. And that really got me into like the 10 scrolls where you do 1 scroll a month, 3 times a day. It's like 10 minutes, right? I'm Amazon Audible. I'm a huge like multitasker. So in that book, I think it's like the 3rd scroll, I was in the shower. This is like how multitasking. I was in the shower listening to the book and I heard this quote: many have attained great wealth and success with only one sales talk delivered with excellence. And the person I was following at the time, Christina Camarata, she goes live every single day. It's the same thing all the time. It's the same presentation over and over and over. And she's always consistently number 1 in John Melton's team, right? So, I'm following all those people. I'm watching what they're doing. And the thing that I learned is that most of those people were going live every day. And they had a specific topic or something that they were talking about. They didn't just go on and ramble. Like, that's why people are so scared. They're like, what am I going to talk about? I don't know what I'm going to talk about. I can't go live. Like, go live. You won't die. Pick your favorite topic, even if you're talking for 2 or 3 minutes, until you decide, now my lives, like going from, so John Melton had this 14-day live challenge thing back in March of this year. And I did, I think March or May. And I did that and I won the challenge. And then from that point on, I started going live. So what is it? March, April, May, June, July, August, September, October, November, 9 months, right? So I've been going live for 9 months. My live started like 1 person, 10 people, sometimes for like months. Only those many amount of people were watching me. And still, I mean, it's not like they're huge, but very first time I went live, I got 3 enrollments. And it's like, not every time I go live do I get an enrollment, but honestly, I think, and what I teach my people, you guys need to go live. They need to go live. Going live is so important, and knowing the structure of your live and your call to action. Until I use Project Broadcast, because I know that you had asked me before, how do you keep up with all those people? I have like 1,500 customers on my team, but there's like 6,000 people in my Project Broadcast because of like different things where I'm like, text the word live or text the word fat blaster or whatever, collagen, and they text me and it goes into my Project Broadcast. I have little funnels set up, super simple funnels. Like my customers as well, I have stuff for them. Sorry, I'm going all over the place as I'm like thinking of things that are popping up. But all my customers, there's a little funnel with like, here's your nutrition plan. You guys, I use the Best Me 23 nutrition plan that is available to everyone. I use that. I talk it up. People want that nutrition plan. I send like 10-minute workout videos as follow-ups through Project Broadcast. That's just little ways just to help me with, I guess, with like with things that, the big stuff, like when you get the customers and how you're keeping them and different information for them. But what did you ask me? I kind of went off.
No, this is all so good. So, I'm going to just back up to the top. So affirmations, like the tapping, but then like getting in rituals. So I think that my thing is, and maybe for other people, and this is what separates you from everybody else, is we do it for a little while and then we are like, oh, this isn't working. We need to change things up. But I hear you saying like, no, it is working. Like all of a sudden, like you were like 3 weeks in, you're like, I don't really see results. I don't really know. And then boom, now there's inch loss. And then there's doubt that creeps back in. And then there's like, boom, there's a bunch of weight gone,
Yeah.
And so it's just consistency. And like, yes, the doubt's going to be there, but you just keep doing it. And like the affirmations and the rituals, and you don't need to have like this huge thing. You rattled off a couple of affirmations, and obviously you say them enough that it's just like rolls off the tip of your tongue. You don't even think about it. Like you just know, you just know where to tap. You just know what to say because you did it so much. And so I think that would be the first thing that people need to do if they don't have it already, is like, what's your success ritual? Like, what are you telling yourselves? What are you attracting into your space? So I love that. Stalking top leaders. Now I've done this before. I see all of us see the top 10 in John's page, and we go, and you go look at the leaders, but then do you stop there? Like she just said, she knows who the menopause queen is. She knows who the referral post person is. She knows who this person is, so it's not just like what can you get from these people who are winning, and what do you see them doing? So I love that. And then it was so funny because I was actually just talking to my husband about you before we got on this call. And I'm like, this chick literally goes live every day and she says the same thing in her lives every single time. And because I do try to hop on yours, like when you're on, and this is the other thing that you guys should do. Like when you see these top leaders go live, like go love on them, go comment on their stuff, like anytime I try and like pop on your TikTok, I'm like, hey, I see you, and like comment and like engage with them. Right. But then also like learn from them and like see what they're doing. And I'm like she does the same thing every time she goes live. And I think that, like you said, it kind of takes the pressure off in the sense of like, you don't have to have something new to talk about every single day. Like, and so, and I do notice with yours, because when you first started going live, like they are getting longer, and it's just like you're just so confident in it. And why? Because you've done it so much, because, and even if you watch John, like John says the same stories over and over and over again. And like, and so, I love that. Does anybody have any questions they want to ask as far as what she's shared so far? Anything that you want to, kind of chime in about?
I saw something in the comments, but it went away.
But it said I did that with Michelle Churchill. She added me to one of her 3-way chats. That's so cool.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I don't want to be the only one like talking and asking questions, like having my my whole list. Okay. So let's talk about your daily method of operations. How about for a second? So what does a typical day look like for you? And how old are your kids, by the way?
One is 19, one is 14, and one is 11.
Okay. So, they're in school most of the day, and you get to be, except for your 19-year-old, maybe that's, do they still live in the house, or
he works out of town most of the time. Yeah. He works on the rig. So he's like a month on, a week off type of thing. So,
okay. So what's a typical day look like? Like, what's your daily method of operation here?
So it's funny because it's like so structured for me. I go to bed by 9. I wake up at 5 o'clock in the morning. I am doing what I call walk and work, right? I got that from Michelle. I get on my treadmill for 30 minutes and I go on my phone, and anybody that has answered questions, whether it's about the supplements. So I give away a free guide, little tip, create something within your niche. And every time you go live, if you're talking about like I talk about protein, right? And people have no idea how to eat protein. So I created a 7-day high protein meal guide. So I give that to people. And when I go in the mornings, anything that I didn't get during the day before, when I'm walking, I'm working. So I'm sending the protein guide, or if people want information on the supplement. So, and I'm personal developing. So there's 3 things at one time, right? So I do that in the morning. And then my live is by 6 o'clock. So I do a live from 6. I try to go until 7, because I have learned the longer you're on TikTok, they kind of reward you, and they really like that hour mark. Like I went over 15 minutes today, and it just seemed like the views started to climb. So anyway, that's just a little tip. Like as you start getting with your lives, TikTok really likes the hour. They like to reward you. I do my lives, and then when I get off, I'm messaging back all those people. It's kind of in and out of whatever. If I'm cleaning the house or cooking or dropping off kids or whatever I'm doing, I'm responding. I try to create 1 reel a day. And my reels, so I don't know if you guys have seen the whole thing from Stacey Hall, where she literally tells you how to create your reel, which is, you started out with, you got to catch the people. Like, what are you going to talk about? So I'm like, I'm going to share my top 5 tips on how I lost 30 pounds. Right. And then you introduce yourself. Hi, my name is Ashley. I'm a certified nutrition coach. I love all things health and wellness, whatever I say, right? I can't even think of what I say. Like, that's the second. Introduce yourself. And then you share the meat, right? Here's my 5 tips, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, right? And then you end it with a call to action. Here is message Fat Blaster to this number below, and I'll send you all the details. Message a list, right? Whatever your call to action is. And that's how I structure whatever I'm doing. If I'm talking about protein, if I'm talking about fat loss, if I'm talking about collagen, I try to do at least one reel a day. And I mean, it's been so crazy because of all the Black Friday deals and Cyber Mondays. Like, I'm always posting stuff on my stories. I post, that's everything, right? Your stories is like your life. My cute dog, my getting my nails done, what I'm eating, whatever. I'll share some stuff on the products. So I do that every day. My one reel, and then I like to do 2 lives a day. I will do the one that I do every single morning from 6 to 7, and then I just do a quick overview of the Lean Body System with pictures and my call to action, telling people to text me a specific word, and that's a pretty quick one around 5:30. And in between that, I'm doing, whatever else I want to do and messaging people. Everything's automated. Like, hopefully you guys get so automated with your stuff. Like, if someone's like, what's a fat blaster? What's collagen? How do I purchase? I want the chocolate system. I want the chocolate non-caffeinated system. Everything is in my phone. I can just like type it, send it, boom. I can be literally like waiting. Like yesterday, I was waiting in Safeway for this huge long line. It was ridiculous. Like, I talked to a lady, I enrolled her, I sent other people their protein guide while I was sitting in line, just because everything is so automated through the keyboards section in your phone. I have like everything automated there. So that makes life easy as well. That's pretty much it. It sounds like a lot, but I don't really feel like it's a lot. It's like so easy and structured now that
Yeah, I mean, it doesn't sound like a lot. Like, number one, you have to be disciplined, and you have to create a schedule that's going to work for you, and you go to bed early on purpose, so that way you can wake up early and get your things done, and since you do get to do this full time, like, there are a lot of people that do this full time and they're not structured because they're like, I have all day. And so whether you get to do it full time or not, like, being structured and like knowing what you're doing when you're doing it is crucial. And I literally hear you saying that you work from 5 to 7. That's like structured time, and then respond when you can. And then you have another live at 5:30, and you're making over $20,000 a month. I mean, you're working like 3, maybe like super structured, like focused, and then maybe like 2-3 hours throughout the day, like responding, like, doing your things while you're doing your other things. Like,
yeah.
You cannot make that kind of money anywhere except for in this kind of industry. Like, that's insane.
Yeah.
How long would you say, obviously it's a holiday month, right? So we have a lot of sales, so like we have more orders going through, but what would you say, like, on average, that it took you to get to, and I don't know that that's even a fair question to ask, actually, because, we're all so different. We all have different markets and things like that. But, would you say that you had to maybe work harder in front loading things, and now things are just so automated and simple that now you work less, because I feel like we have to work more at the beginning and we make less.
Yeah.
And
Oh
now,
yeah.
so, I mean, what would you, I don't want to like put you on the spot, and
Right. No, I get it.
so,
No, like,
yeah.
so it's almost like, as I'm working with leaders, like, I think about it, I'm like, oh my gosh, it's so much. It is so much in the beginning. It's like you have to come in and you add them to the group, and they have to go through the guides, and they have to learn themselves, and then they have to take action. A lot of people get stuck at the guides and they're like, oh my gosh. And then we have the weekly team calls and the John's Money Mondays. And I've been probably on 50% of those, which is where I have learned so many things about my structure and about, the keyboards app on the phone, and just having things available. Like, everything is cake to me now, but it took a year and a half of like consistently doing all of this. So I mean, it definitely takes a while. Like, a new person, like, I just tried, like, one of my best friends came in and she's like, I need to do, like, she's like running and running through all this, and I need to do this and this. And I'm like, well, you need to program this in your phone, and you need to go back and you need to learn this in the guides. And I'm like, oh my God, it's a lot. So I even need to learn how to like not overwhelm my new people, because like I said, everything is so automated and so done for me now, because I've done all that hard work in the front end. So I guess I don't really know how to explain that. Like it takes a while to get to where I have been now. It's a lot of structure, like you said, and showing up every day and just finding things. And you gotta show up to the trainings, show up to the team calls and all those things. Like if I was to recommend like anything like that, it would be show up to all those things, because like Michelle Churchill, she's the one who's like, you can show up every single day and say the same thing. Like I have people who can literally tell me what Michelle says in her stuff every day. They know exactly how she does it and how it's structured, because she says the same thing all the time. And it's stuff like that. And I remember, because I've sat with her like on the cruise and stuff, and I'm like, tell me, all of this, tell me your secrets. And she's like, it's stuff that I have been doing consistently forever, and now everything's adding up. And people have been watching me, and that, what did she get, 100,000 customer pod this month? And it's because she's been showing up every single day for like a year and a half, because we all enrolled the same time together. Right. So that kind of stuff, it's just, you got to learn, you got to be consistent, keep showing up, find out what you want to talk about. You don't have to figure out something new every day. Maybe get a little fun freebie, because anybody that I give the freebie to, I get them into the Facebook group, and then they learn there all the fun challenges and things. And like I said, it's all pretty well structured. So
yeah. So you got to start at start. You got to be consistent. And then once you make it things habit, then you find ways to kind of automate those things. And I hear you saying keyboards. Do you use the Boards app? Have you heard?
No, I know that you've talked about it, but no.
Okay. I'm gonna
my VA does, but yeah.
That's gonna change. That could change your world too. But keyboards, if keyboards works for you, for me, I always forget my shortcuts. And so I'm like, what was that? What was that? So shorthand that. So I just gonna use that one. But anyway, okay. So I try to keep these to about a half hour. So I want to respect everybody's time on that, but I still have so many questions. Okay. So you talked about okay. So let's talk about automation real quick, you guys. And Lynette said, do you use Boards for your file, or do you keep a separate file on your phone? Let's answer that question. So
I do.
Yeah, go ahead.
Are you talking about you? Is that?
I think that she was asking you, do you use Boards for your files, or do you keep a separate file on your phone?
I keep notes on my phone. Like if someone, because I had a weird question the other day, someone's like, I was going through the site to purchase, and it said this is known to the state of California to cause cancer. And I'm like, what? No, it doesn't. So I'm asking everyone in the group, I'm like, what is this? That way. So I took that, and like the whole thing, they have to do that because it's California. I took all that and I put it in a little notes thing, right? Or like before and after pictures, testimonies out of the groups and things. I have those. So I have notes section for all my stuff. Like even people I'm talking to in the business, they're all in a notes section. I have albums on my phone with all the before and after pictures, collagen pictures, lean body pictures, all those types of things are in my phone. I have a million albums, all OVA-M, all the albums, pictures. And then I have everything in my keyboard in my phone with the shortcuts. Yeah. So, but I do use notes. I have a lot of notes. They're mostly the business side of things, but yeah.
Perfect. And so that's like exactly what I do, except for I do it all in Boards.
In your Boards?
Yeah. And I think that you would love that though, because then you would be able to duplicate it as your team starts to grow, because then you don't
share that
the pictures, anyway, I'll just share.
Okay. Message me on that. Yeah.
Okay. Okay. So last thing I want to kind of, freebies, like having like your automated system. Okay. So, obviously, exactly what you're sending people when they message you this word. You're getting them on your project broadcast with a keyword, that way it's growing. How many did you say you had in your project broadcast? Like 6,000?
Over 6,000. Yeah.
Yeah. And like, that's what makes you successful, is like, you have to collect phone numbers, you have to collect names, you have to have lists, you guys. And so, and it's just starting with one thing, and it doesn't even have to be something that you create. So if you don't have your own freebie, okay, I would go into the Live Clean Tribe right now, like as soon as we get off this call, and search Best Me program, or in the M Life Nation, like Best Me program, and look at that program that, who was it? Probably the D Tracy's created.
Yeah. Yep. Yeah.
Yep. And they already made it, right? or
Mhm.
like go into the 5-day drop and get that meal plan and like create your own 5 days, like breakfast, or like build your own bowl, or like whatever, like just create something that you could benefit from, that you feel like your market could benefit from. And I do highly suggest downloading Project Broadcast. I mean, before I got on here, I was able to send out a quick message to everybody who's on my Project Broadcast list and be like, hey, Cyber Monday or Cyber Deals end tonight, in case if you
Yep.
forgot and you want to get any last orders in. And I'm able, like, I've got 329 on my customer list. Okay. So I'm not at 6,000 yet, but I will get there. Right. But like, it's just in the click of a button, you can send hundreds, if not thousands of messages. And it's not spammy because it's actually you, and you can personalize it, and you can give them value where it's not just like, hey, this sale, this sale, this sale, but you can be like, hey, I went live, or hey, I created this, or whatever, and give them that value and make them feel like they have that relationship with you. And then also you have that consistency of, hey, you're going to text this word to this number, you're going to text this word to this number, and then as you grow, it's a different word. Text lean body system, text flat blaster, text reset, but you just start with one thing. So holy smoly. Last thing I'm going to say is that you talked about this events. You went to the cruise, you got to sit down with Michelle Churchill and just like pick her brain. You guys, like, showing up to calls is how you learn. Like, how does Ashley know how to do all of this stuff? Because she showed up to calls just like you guys are all showing up here now, and learned, and then implemented, and then stalked some more, and then met up with someone and asked them questions, and then implemented it. Like, events are so important. And so whether it's just every Saturday being on that Saturday call, like, you're going to learn so much. And then you can send any of those people a message and be like, hey, you talked about this and I want to learn more. And those people will answer you and they will help you, and then getting to SRC in February, like, you have got to get to this event. This is where you're going to learn so much. You're going to be able to ask people questions. You're going to be able to network. You're going to be able to get hands-on training if you need it. And so, going to events is so important. And, the last few, we've got to rub shoulders, and it's just been amazing. So, I really appreciate you, Ashley. Thank you for taking the time to do this with us. And you guys, go show her some love on her page. Follow her. Probably don't friend her because she probably doesn't have enough room for that, but like, go follow her, get on her lives, cheer her on, see what she's doing, go follow her on TikTok, Instagram, all the places. All right, Brandy, go ahead. What's your question?
Car. Sorry.
You're good.
Sorry, I'm in my car and I'm just leaving a volleyball game, but so it's super loud, but like, do you use your own scripts? Does she use her own scripts? Or do you like make your own, or do you just authentically send the message?
I probably do have scripts, like I've taken them from the boards app, like from forever ago, but I edit them to the way that I like them. Yeah, I totally use the scripts. I'm a huge script person. Yeah.
Okay, cool. Cool. All right. That's it. Thank you. This was so good.
Yes, you're welcome.
All right, you guys, thanks again for being here, and we will see you.
Thanks for having me.
Bye.
See you later. Bye.